Hey everybody, Sean from Media Assault here, and it's time once again for another movie review. This time it is, of course, part of my Halloween movie series for 2015, and I'm taking a look at Insidious from 2010, although I believe this was released in 2011. Um, and it's very similar to, at least in theme, to the movie that I just reviewed, The Babadook, which came out in 2014. The plot isn't exactly the same, but the theme of the possession or attempted possession of a young child, a young boy, is very similar. In this particular film, we've got a family consisting of mother and father, husband and wife, Patrick Wilson and Rose Byrne, who have two sons and a daughter. They've just moved into a new house, and the son, Dalton, who's played by Ty Simpkins, he seems to come in contact with some sort of force in the house, and then he falls into a sort of coma, although doctors can't figure out what's wrong with him. And as he's in this coma, things start to happen in the house that lead his parents to believe that there's something wrong with the house. So they move, and things continue to happen. And that's all I'm really going to say about the plot. One of the things that I'd said in my review of The Babadook is that I'm not a fan of movies with a lot of cheap jump scares. I much prefer a film that has great cinematography and uses that cinematography to build an atmosphere of suspense and dread, good sound effects, good music, ratchet up the perceived tension, and make your images scary, but don't try to jump scare everybody. That just is not what I consider a scary film. I like a movie that gets under your skin. The Babadook did that. This movie tried really hard, and I would give it an A for effort. But this is sort of a tale of two halves as far as this film goes. The first part is awesome. It's got everything I'd want in a horror movie. Great images, great music, a great atmosphere in this house that they're in. The premise is really good. The setup is really good. The execution is really good. Everything's there. And literally at the halfway point, and I'm talking almost exactly halfway through this film, there's a shift in a little bit of a lightening of tone. A little bit of humor is inserted into the film. Not a lot, not enough to ruin it, but a little bit comes in. But you can tell that there's a definite shift, and I don't know if it's the writing or the direction that somebody said that the film should wind up in. I'm not sure. But the end of this film tries to live up to the beginning of the film and do it in the same way that the first part of the film was really good. It just sort of falls flat. I guess it tries a little too hard, I guess. One thing I liked about this film is that there's not a lot of gore, if any. So it tries to stay within the realm of imagination for what it doesn't show versus what it shows. I like that about it. Again, I liked the fact that it didn't depend on jump scares, although it does have some. It didn't depend on jump scares for you to think that it's a scary film. It does attempt to get under your skin. But because of the sort of subtle shift in tone and execution through the film, or through at the middle of the film, it just sort of falls flat. So it starts off fantastic, but it just does not end up being a classic like I hoped it would be. I'd still give it, like I said, an A for effort. I'm going to give it a 6.5 out of 10. I really wanted to like this movie. I really thought it was going to be something special, especially since it spawned 2 sequels, and I've heard a lot of good things about it. The imagery in it is fantastic. I can't knock it for that. It just tries a little too hard in the second half and ends up tripping over itself. So that's my review of Insidious. I think what I'll do for my next review, I'm not going to announce what it is, but I'm going to go in more of a classic direction, an older film, possibly. You'll see that review probably on Thursday, tomorrow. I'm recording this on October 28th, so I still have 2 reviews to get through by Halloween, but I think the next 2 are going to probably be more in an older vein, more a classic vein, but still 2 movies that I have not seen before. So looking forward to doing those. As always, feel free to rate, comment, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Thanks again for watching, everybody, and take it easy.